Today we're talking about Wednesday, Season 2, up next on Geek Out SA.
Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream.
And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Saturday, and we're having fun, and we're having a super time.
I'm not.
Things have changed around a little bit.
I'm not having a super time because Vincent changed all my controls, so I'm like a little confused. It's fine. If I look lost and confused, it's because I am. So
I eliminated one scene. That's it.
you eliminated 2 scenes.
What are the scenes that I eliminated?
There was you big and me small, or me big and you small, and you eliminated both of those, and those are the 2 I'm used to going to.
Okay, well.
So now I have these weird scenes.
Now you have less to move from. You should have been using those other ones anyway. So. Why are you just staring at me?
I don't like change, and I don't like this change.
I think it looks a lot better.
Okie dokie. Now I'm on just you, so go ahead.
So we're talking about Wednesday today. We're talking about Season 2 that just came out this week. And we finished the first part already. So first 4 episodes have already been released. Next 4 episodes will be released later. We'll talk about it later during the show.
Yeah, so I mean, it was only 4 episodes, so it was pretty quick to get through. It was like pulling teeth to get Vincent to let me kind of drag it out for a few days. I was like, please, dude, it's only 4 episodes. And he was like, we can just watch all 4. I'm like, no, I just want to drag it out.
We're just right there.
I just want to drag it out a little further. So he did. He let me this time to drag it out.
To 2 days.
3. We did it in 3 days.
Did we do it in 3 days?
Uh-huh.
I thought we did it in 2.
We did it in 3. You just didn't realize.
Oh, you made us skip a day.
No, we started episode 3, and then we were both kind of bushed. So then we stopped it. And then the next night.
And then we saw the rest of episode 3.
We saw the rest, but then we were watching something else, and then we were tired again. So then we saw episode 4 by itself the 3rd night. So yeah. I like it better when we spread it out like that a little bit. You're a binge guy, which when we first started doing this show, both of us were like, no, we're old school. We like it once a week. We just want to spread it out.
No, I didn't mind watching it once a week when things were released once a week. Just because they didn't release, I won't wait till they're all out in order to binge it. You know what I mean?
No, but that's not
if
what
they're all out, I'm going to watch them.
See, and that's not what I mean. For me, if they're all out, I would just rather watch one. Either one a day or one a week. And just slowly take in the media. No, I know. I don't know why you're like that, but I don't. So it was really hard to get you, because this is only 4 episodes. So when it's only 4, something like that, that's only 4 episodes.
But they're longer episodes.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of content. It's not that. It's just that it's 4 episodes. If you like it, if you enjoy it,
right.
You wish it was 24 episodes, not just 4. So, I mean, it's nice to see, but it was a little kind of a bummer, I guess, that it was only 4 episodes.
Well, it's not just 4 episodes. I mean, we're going to get more. So, eventually. What do you...
I'm still trying to get used to... No, I'm still trying to get used to it. I thought you were going to say more, so I went to just you on the camera, and then you didn't say... I don't quite know, when you're going to, keep talking about something, and I'm going to keep talking about something, because I'll ramble on for 30 minutes.
And this is why, pray tell, we need a producer.
But even the producer's not going to know, like, when you're going to talk for an extended period of time. Anyway,
Yeah, so
this is an
that's,
aside. We'll
that's
talk
when
about
the
this
producer
later.
goes through and like switches over to somebody else when somebody
We'll talk about it later.
doesn't have anybody
Talk about
to talk, isn't talking enough.
So
Anyway,
I really love Wednesday, obviously, because number one, I am very much into anything that's like creepy, ooky, villain-esque. I love that she's antisocial, but yet she loves who she loves. I love everything about Wednesday. One of the other reasons I love it is because I'm like a Tim Burton freak. I'm a Tim
and we
Burton
got
super
a
fan.
nice little intro in the first episode
And
for Tim Burton.
and why? Because what?
The stop animation.
Right. Like if you know anything about Tim Burton, you know that some of his best work, some of his iconic work, maybe it's not his best. To me, it's some of his best.
Yeah.
You're looking at The Nightmare Before Christmas and The Corpse Bride.
Right.
Let's say he's the best at that type of media, right?
I would say so.
Yeah. And so there are certain things that you want in a Tim Burton movie, right? Obviously, Johnny
Because
Depp.
he said he doesn't want to do another movie. He's like out of the movie game.
Yeah, he
but
would
I
just
guess
rather
he's
do the
just
series.
shows.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a different toll on you than
Yeah.
I've never worked in the movie industry, so I don't know. But there are certain things that are iconic to Tim Burton, that dark kind of style, which we get in Wednesday. Johnny Depp, which we're missing, which I was surprised. I was like, where's Johnny, right? Danny Elfman music, which we have.
Yeah.
And some stop motion stuff, which we hadn't had until this season. So it's like episode 1 or 2.
And it's so funny that there's a whole amount of people. It's Danny Elfman. All this movie music that he's done over the years, and that's what they know him by. But little do we know that he was actually in Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was the lead singer for Oingo
Yeah.
Boingo, which I totally loved, like in the 80s. Talk about like songs you probably shouldn't be singing out loud. But I love his music. I love Oingo Boingo. Like, it's one of my all-time favorites. And so as he started moving into the movie music, very much like you can hear his style. But God, he's done music for so many things. Like, it's not just Tim Burton stuff. Like, Danny Elfman has done so much music for so many
And it's
things.
interesting how many people have done stuff for other things, like Thomas Dolby. That's where we get Dolby Sound from. That he created all of that. So it's just interesting to me how you go through and kind of like see where these musicians have come from so long ago and what they're doing now and how they've evolved into what they are doing now in like movies and shows and whatnot.
Yeah, I've never seen an interview to see what made Danny Elfman decide to transition. So I may have to go look that up because I didn't think about it until now. So we see right away, I think if you love Tim Burton and you already loved Wednesday from the first one, I was very excited when we saw the stop motion. Like as soon as that happened, I was like, oh yeah. And we're both like looking at each other like, that's such a Tim Burton moment. Yes, I've been waiting so long. So you're super excited about it. It's a really good part of storytelling. You get a really good story that that they're going to develop as they move forward.
And then you just get that because they can't do a whole bunch of that because it takes a real long time to do that.
Yeah, and you don't need it. Just that little bit was enough. Because we're going back in time and telling this story back in time, so it fits. You've got some of the creepy tree Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff going on in there. Like there's some little things that definitely set that up for you. And that the story is gonna, obviously they don't tell us and they don't go in and do stop motion for no reason, right?
Right.
We know that's going to be an integral part of the story, and we've kind of seen enough that we know why it's going to be and what's going to happen, which is fine. I don't mind when I'm given clues and I'm not beat on top of the head. Like, that was one of the things I said about Fantastic Four, and I think that's one of the things that Tim Burton does really well in Wednesday, is he gives you clues to what's going to happen. And he gives you enough clues that for a second you have to think, oh, well, maybe it's that, but you kind of know that he's taking you off task. Right? And so I really like that about Wednesday, because Wednesday is, Scooby-Doo-esque. She's, oh God, what is that girl, that little girl who's a detective? You know what I'm talking about. No, but anyway, it's a book series. Sorry, I lost
Isn't
sound.
that a book series?
Veronica Mars. I don't know. I haven't read it, but I was thinking of like a little kid, like Encyclopedia Brown or something. But it's a girl. But I can't remember. It just went off my tongue. Anyways, because she's a sleuth, so just like with National Treasure, he's looking for treasure. So you get to kind of follow along, and you get to try to figure out the clues before he gets to him. So that's the nice thing about Wednesday, is she's a sleuth. Well, you're a sleuth right along with her. So you're getting the opportunity to see the clues as she lays them out. Now, of course, you have some background knowledge about certain things that she doesn't have, but sometimes that background knowledge is like leading you astray, so you'll think it's one person when it's really the other person and stuff like that. So it's a lot of that kind of deciphering what's the right clue and what's the wrong clue and which way is this leading me, right? So I love that about Wednesday, is you're getting to go and you're kind of getting to be a sleuth along with her. So I think they do that part really well.
Yeah. I think they did that in season 1 as well.
Yeah, I just mean as a whole, in
Yeah.
general. The series does a really good job with that. I will say that you and I had a difference of opinion as far as the casting went. Like,
In what way?
I really
In what
don't like Rene Guzman as Gomez. Not that I don't like Rene Guzman. He's hilarious. I don't like him as Gomez.
Why?
Because Gomez is suave. He's debonair. Even in the 1964 show, he's kind of like a little bit goobery and a little lost, but he's also very suave. He has like this thing about him, and even though Renee like tries it just doesn't play well.
But they make him more like the cartoon. How the cartoon was set up for him.
I guess I don't remember the cartoon.
Yeah. Which was quite different from the original Addams Family.
And that's what I remember, because even...
We do remember, yeah, I do remember watching the black and white
I was going to say, because
Family.
even when we were growing up, I mean, we're only like 10 years out from it when we were born. You know, it was in the 60s, 64, 67, something, some time span like that, right? So not too far. So we watched it, you know, obviously.
Well,
it was
reruns.
Reruns, yeah. But I watched it, at least I assumed that you had too, the black and white. So I remember that. And I do remember that it was camp, right? Mm-hmm. It was very campy. But I also remember, like, Morticia and Gomez, they're very, like, they have this allure to them. You know, Gomez is a little more goober. Well, they're both kind of goobery because it's that camp kind of element, right? It's kind of like a horror comedy. But I just feel like there are better actors. You know, the actor who, I looked up his name because I'm terrible with actors' names. He played Gabriel in Mission Impossible. His name is like Isai Morales or something like that. He was in La Bamba. He was like Richie Valence's older brother or whatever. I like him for that role or someone like him, because he has this certain suaveness to him, but I think he could act.
I don't think he has a comedy, though.
Well, what about the young man that... Well, he's not young. He's pretty close to our age. The guy that played Poe in Star Wars. Because I know that there's like this Hispanic, there's this Latino concept,
Because the
right?
guys that you're picking are like tall and good looking.
Well, that's what you want, though. You want Gomez.
He wasn't tall or particularly good looking in the original.
Well, not super good looking, but not like Rene Guzman either.
But he was short.
He wasn't very short.
He was short.
I feel
Compared
like
to
he was,
Morticia, he was short.
Well, not by much.
Yeah.
I don't think so. We'll have to go back and look. We'll agree to disagree.
I think you have to watch the original again. But then you have to, I mean, it's hard to go from that to Raul Julia. I feel like Raul Julia played that extremely well. And Luis Guzman is so not Raul Julia.
Oh, Luis Guzman. I keep saying his name. See, I'm terrible with names. Yeah, well, and I guess that was really what I wanted, right? I wanted to have someone more Raul Julia. It doesn't have to be quite there, because he was very like kind of sexy in that role, right? And he was very demanding and stuff. And in the show, he wasn't like that. He had like this allure and this mystery to him, but he was kind of goobery too, right? Because it's a comedy.
But he was super goobery.
But if
He was that. I remember that.
more like absent-minded professor-ish is what I remember him as, but maybe I'm remembering.
He's like a step above Fester.
Oh no, I remember him being much better than that, but maybe I'm wrong. But speaking of Fester, I mean, Fester I think is another one that they cast poorly. And not that I mind, I like that actor. What is his name? Armand or something?
Mm-hmm.
I like him. He's funny in lots of stuff. I hate him as Fester. I hate him. I think who they really should have done as Fester should have been, like, if you're looking for someone, to me, this would have been really freaking hilarious, bald Cheech Marin or John Leguizamo. Like, I feel like they have the comedy down. They're a little
I think
shorter.
maybe John Leguizamo would be able to pull it off.
Right, he would be kind of funnier. Like, I just don't get, like, I don't know if Armand or whatever, I don't know if he leans into it enough, right? You need him to really lean into it.
I think they were thinking, oh, he's going to be really funny because he was on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't necessarily mean...
It didn't translate well for me. So there were times when those two were on screen, especially more in season 2, because you're seeing them a little bit more, I feel like, in season 2 than you did in season 3, that I was kind of, for me, I was pulled out of the story somewhat. Because
You don't really see him and Fester together much at all.
No.
Not in season 2.
Not in season 2. You don't see them together at all. At all. But again, we're seeing that kind of...
That's always been a thing, is you did see that in the original show. You did see that in the original movies. And you haven't seen that as much in that relationship between Gomez and Fester in this iteration.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to play the relationship between Gomez and Morticia. Morticia is definitely more forefront throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously in this second one, because you've got this battle between her and Wednesday, right? And it's like, who's right, who's wrong? You know, I'm the mom, you're kind of growing into this young teen, you're trying to find yourself, you know.
Yeah, but most of all, it was Gomez and Fester that are the comic relief. It's always been that way.
Yeah, but they're just not funny.
I think Luis Guzman is kind of funny.
He's kind of funny, but he's not suave enough for me. Like, I need him to be suave and funny. I don't know how to explain it. He pulls me out of the whole vibe. And, like, I'm in it. Like, I love this show. Like, I'm in it. And when he and Fester are on screen, it pulls me right out. Like, tell me how you can't love it with Christina Ricci in it. Like, every time she comes on, I'm like, yes! Yes, 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 yes. And even though a lot of the times I would say Christina Ricci is the same character, right? If you see her in Yellow Jackets, if you see her here, if you see her when she was Wednesday, she's kind of tends to be the same character. There's some things that she's shown some stretches with, but a lot of times she's pretty much the same character. But I'll take her as that character every time. Mm-hmm. Like I'm there for Christina Ricci, you know. And then you can't go wrong with Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm sorry. Like,
no.
Catherine Zeta-Jones could, you know, act as a paper bag and I'd be buying it. Like, I just don't think you can go wrong with her. And then Jenna Ortega, like, I don't even know where this little girl came from, and then she's a powerhouse, right? So
right.
I feel like all the women are like powerhouses in the show. And so then you get to the men, and yeah, okay, the men are the comic relief, but I guess I wanted them to be comic relief, but on the level of the women, if that makes sense. Like, Thor is comic relief in Marvel, but he's nice looking. I mean, he's Thor, you know.
Yeah, but you're talking about nice looking compared to funny.
But I think you can be both.
But why do you have to be both?
I don't know. I just don't. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not loving the Luis Guzman. Like, I'm not loving it. Like, I don't love.
I know at first I didn't care for it just because he wasn't Raul Julia. And then I just accepted him as Gomez.
Yeah, I've never been able to do that. It just doesn't play for me for whatever reason. It just.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of harder for you to see because you don't necessarily have a problem with seeing your people up on the screen.
What does that mean, my people?
Well, let's be honest. There's mostly white people on screen.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that.
A lot less Hispanics.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that just because Luis Guzman is Hispanic means that he's right for the role. I mean, if oh shit, what's his name? The guy that played
for this iteration,
I
think he's working out okay.
The guy that played Tommy Boy, if he was not dead, he's funny, you know. But if they put him as Gomez, he's just not the right person to be Gomez. You know, they put Patrick Swayze as Gomez, he's also not the right person to be Gomez. Like, I think it doesn't have anything to do with whether the actor's white or Hispanic. For me, the casting is very important.
I don't think you made it like a good comparison there because you're just switching out white people. Why don't you switch out Hispanic people?
I did. I said Isai Morales. He played Gabriel. He's Hispanic.
That are the same caliber. He can't do it. He's too attractive.
Okay, then the guy that plays Poe. He was funny in Star Wars. He's kind of goofy. He's kind of got that kind of goobery thing going on for him. He's Hispanic.
He could probably
do it. He's from Guatemala.
He could probably do it.
Okay. Him. I think he would be better. I think there are better choices, is what I'm saying. That wouldn't pull me out of the story so much. Like, I feel like I need somebody who's kind of goobering.
Pulling you out because Luis Guzman is so Puerto Rican?
No. It's because he's so ugly. He's like dumpy and ugly. Like, if he was Fester, that'd be different. But I need my Gomez to be a little bit suave. Like, he needs to be a little less dumpy. Are you saying
dumpy. Suave or less dumpy? Because
less
that's
dumpy.
2 different things.
Well, both. Come on. Luis Guzman is not suave. Like, think of a dumpy Hispanic actor that's suave. I'm not asking for, like, Benjamin Bratt or something. I'm just saying,
but
like...
you don't need him to be suave.
A little bit.
Now, a little bit, which is not much for Gomez.
But it's a reach for Luis, I'm just telling you. Anyways, for me, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The other thing that didn't work for me was Grandmama. I'm sorry. Tell me why it's not Angela Houston.
Angelica Houston.
I'm telling you, I'm terribly with these names. Because I don't
I
even
was
think that
expecting the
actress-
grandmother to be Angelica Houston, but I thought she said she would never play that character ever again. Once she burned all of her Morticia clothes, because after she does parts like that, she burns those clothes because she's never going to be that character again.
Yeah, but there was, I mean, I had read several articles that there was talk of her coming to the show. And again, you're talking about it's different. It's a show versus a movie. It's the grandmama role, so it's not Morticia, but it's, you know, it's similar. It's in the same vein. And also she's, you know, kind of getting up there. So how many roles do you have throwing your way, you know, anymore? I was really disappointed again with who they chose. Okay, you don't choose Angelica Houston.
Maybe she didn't want to do it,
Maybe, yeah.
and maybe two, maybe she's too old for the part now.
Well, it's a grandma. How young do you need to be?
Well, how old do you need to be her grandma
Well, but I think the actress
for it to make sense?
But I think the actress that played her's in that same age bracket.
I don't think so.
No? Mm-hmm. Well, Catherine Zeta-Jones is older than us.
Shouldn't look it though.
Well, yeah. But still. I don't know.
They did really. They had really great work done, or they're
She's
doing
just got
some
that
really
Latina.
great.
She's got that Latina genes, man. Like Latina women, they age like fine wine. Like I have all kinds.
Is she Latina?
I thought she was. Is she not?
No.
What is she? Let's look it up. Okay, talk to the people while I look it up.
So, I don't know. I like this iteration. I don't have as much problem with you as Luis Guzan as you do. He is a little dumpy. I think that dump needed to be to fester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know. But as
No, she's not. She's a white girl.
Yeah, I told you.
I was wrong. My bad. She's just real pretty. I always thought she was Hispanic, like this whole time. Like everything I've ever seen her in, I thought she was Hispanic. She's Welsh.
Yeah.
Who knew? Yeah, I mean, I think Fester's supposed to be dumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Put Luis Guzman as Fester, I buy it. I buy it any day. But anyways, aside from that, the rest of it is fantastic. Like, you know, talk about somebody who I love as an actor who is a goofy goober, but who is really great in the role that he's in is Steve Buscemi. With that hair.
Yeah. But Steve Buscemi kind of plays the same thing, same character all the time.
I think a lot of them do. The more I look, the older I'm getting and the more I see them, there's a lot of them that they're pretty much that character all
They're
the time.
just like, oh, it's just Steve Buscemi.
Right. But anytime you need Steve Buscemi to be in a role that's Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi, he can be there. Like, I don't know, I've loved him in just about everything. You know, he was not Steve Buscemi in Con Air, I'm just saying.
Yes, he was.
He was creepy.
Yes, he was. He was still Steve Buscemi in that.
I don't know, I love him. I think he's great. So I was glad to see him join the cast. I thought it was pretty fantastic.
But he played it as Steve Buscemi. He was creepy, but he still played it Steve Buscemi.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You need to rewatch some of these things, I think. Because you have selective memory when it comes to some things. So I don't know. I really liked it. What are you expecting to happen next?
Well, I mean, you know, she's still got to stop her best friend from dying. And now her ex-boyfriend has escaped. So there's going to be, you know, that battle between the two of them. And then we've seen a little bit with the crows, but I don't think the crows are going to be gone for good, you know. And then I personally think that she's found her aunt in the loony bin that they've been doing experiments on everybody.
Right.
So I think we're going to find out some more about that. Obviously, we need to find out about the black tears and how does she use her psychic abilities without going insane. Was her aunt really insane, or was it a side thing, and then they've been using her and used her stuff on somebody else to make them strongly psychic or something, you know? Because, you know, the normie girl they turned into, you know, the avian. So what else are we going to find out about the experimentation? The one who's in the cape. Remember, she was normal, and then her dad did those experiments and turned her into the avian necromancer type chick or whatever. So, you know, who else are we going to find out? One of the other characters I really like is there's this little girl. She's like the invisible girl, and she's, you know, she's super fangirling over Wednesday, and she's become Wednesday's little minion. But she's really like Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. Like, she's just a real space cadet, and she has this little voice, and she just kind of talks like this, and like nothing phases her or bothers her, but she's gonna totally kill you when you turn around. You know, she's just like, she's like on the edge, kind of creepy and weird, but you're kind of rooting for her because Wednesday's really a shit to her, and Wednesday's really a shit to everybody. I forgot we were doing something the other day, and when I was at work, and I'm nice, but I don't like humans pretty much. And I said something, I don't even remember, and everybody in the group was laughing, and they were like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm very much in my Wednesday Addams era." And they were all laughing. They're like, "That's so you." So I'm going to be, now that season 2 has come out, that's going to be like my excuse for everything. Oh, sorry, I'm in my Wednesday Addams era.
I'm like, no.
I'm going to get away with it. Just watch. I just love her attitude. Like, I just love everything about it. So, I can't wait for the other episodes. What I didn't look at, and I don't know if you had looked up yet, is this it? Or are they planning to do more after this?
I don't know. It seems like it's it.
Yeah,
It seems like they can come to a conclusion with this.
That's a shame, though, because I feel like this is the type of show, kind of like Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, where they could, or Buffy, right? They could kind of take it out. I mean, I think Buffy finally took it too far out. And I think a lot of these shows nowadays are trying not to jump the shark, so they're trying to like really end it when they feel like it's come to a good conclusion. But I think for some of us, I mean, I'm not asking it to be Grey's Anatomy and be like 25 seasons in, although maybe I might watch it. Although then Wednesday would be, you know, 40 years old or something.
Yeah.
But I think that there's something to be said about it having more than 2 seasons. So I hope that this is not it.
It took so long between the seasons. I don't know why it took so long.
Well, maybe because of the stop motion.
Maybe because that one little bit of the stop motion that we saw. I don't know. It could have, but they could have finished everything else.
Yeah, I don't know, because it feels like it was like 2 years that before we saw anything. So what are they doing for 2 years? But then, of course, you don't know. I don't even know if Jenna's been in other stuff, so you don't know if these actors or actresses have like contracts for other movies or shows or whatever that they're doing that they have to overlap. Like I've seen stuff about how that works in Hollywood, but again, I've never worked there, so I know that there are those kinds of things. And then it's like, you know, going to these places to film and getting this people involved and those people involved and permits and everything. So God knows what happens like behind the scenes that's taking them forever.
Right.
And then if they don't like it, and then they've cut it and they don't like it, then they've got to go back and redo the scenes. And so I know it's quite the undertaking to do something like this. But it's frustrating for me because I don't have the best memory. Like Vince is always giving me a hard time. I don't have the best memory. And so when it's such a long time in between, I really struggle to remember what happened. Even when I watch the recap, there's some of it that really stands out for me, and then there's some that I've just lost to my memory completely. So.
Why? 'Cause she's like this.
And there's
That's why.
Trisky. Hi, Trisky.
Hi, Trisky.
Hi, Trisky. How's it going? Did you like Wednesday? Yeah, maybe. It's because I'm on my phone. Yeah. It could be just that I have a bad memory.
Or it's because she's on her phone while she's watching and she missed whole parts of things.
Could be. I will say that one of the things that I didn't miss that I like, there's a certain darkness and yet there's this elegance to, especially to Wednesday and Morticia that you kind of expect. But there's a really elegant, dark, beautiful scene where they're kind of having a fight over whether Wednesday should be using her psychic powers in this book that she got and everything. And you know, Morticia's like, I'm the mom, I know what's best for you. You know, she's seen her sister go through this, and so she wants to protect her daughter. And Wednesday's like, no, you know, I'm growing up. I want to make my own path. This is what I want. My friend's going to die. I need to use my psychic abilities. So rather than have like this teenage angsty kind of thing, they have this ritual where they can sword fight one another.
It's a fencing match. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. And how they use the, over their hearts, they have like whoever breaks the glass heart first wins. So that was really interesting how they did that.
Well, and
blindfolded.
It's beautifully choreographed because they're blindfolded. Real cute because Wednesday cheats like Wednesday does, and like she'll use any means necessary, and so she pulls out a knife, and then, you know, Morticia's like, oh, you've always been one to bring a knife to a sword fight. So there's these little quips in there, right? But there's also some really beautiful choreography where it's like, you know, Matrix-esque, where we get a little bit of a slow motion where they're kind of coming at each other and we see those moves. And when the heart finally gets broken, you're like, that's a shame. Like, you know it needs to happen, and you know it's gonna happen, but then when it happens, it's just like the encounter between them is so beautiful.
And it's saying so much because in doing that, when you do that, she's breaking a heart. Figuratively.
Yeah, I loved that. I love the symbolism of that.
Yeah.
So. The other thing that I thought was great is, and I don't know if this was on purpose as a nod to the movies or not, but one of my favorite things from the movies is when they're at camp, and you know, she's asking about the Girl Scout cookies and all of the, you know, are they made out of real Girl Scouts, and all the things that she does to everybody at camp and stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff. And so in this season, they go to camp. And then there's these real butthole, like, man troop guys or whatever that are there. And they have to do this kind of capture the flag kind of thing. But what's interesting to see is in Wednesday, you've got, Wednesday's not even any kind of magical creature. You know, you've got the Hyde, which is just Jekyll and Hyde. You've got her little bestie, I always forget her name, Enid or whatever. She's a werewolf, and you've got the werewolf pack. You've got the little boy that was her boyfriend that's the Gorgon, you know, Medusa-esque. You've got the little boy who can control the bugs and stuff. So really, Wednesday and Pugsley, they don't have any, the girl that's a siren, they don't have any of this. And you see a lot more of that.
Well, Pugsley does.
Well, he has the electricity.
He has electricity, yeah. and then she's a psychic.
Yeah, but some of them are more like you can, like, super noticeable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
but
like they control.
That's how she's set apart, because it's because of that she has to use more of her wit,
right,
to outsmart rather than brawn, which that's kind of the whole point of Wednesday, I believe, that they're trying to show us.
But what I thought was interesting was when the goof troop guys come in there and try to take over the camp from them, they're actually aware of these powers that these kids have. So they like know what they can do against the wolves. They know what they can do against the Gorgon. They know what they can do against the siren. Like they're not taken by surprise, which I thought was an interesting twist, right? Because yeah, if they hadn't known, and all these kids have these powers and stuff, you have a siren and you have a Gorgon, well, you're pretty much out of the water as a regular human.
Right.
So to know that they had researched that and they knew about these kids, so you get almost a Harry Potter.
Yeah. One thing I'll have to say about when you're talking about the normies, Anthony Michael Hall. He can act. He can really act. Because he doesn't play, he can play a lot of different types of things, a lot of different types of way, and he played this a different way where we didn't even really see that it was him until, hey, that's Anthony Michael Hall. And he's so much older, but
I recognized him right away, but I don't like him. I'm mad at him for a certain thing that happened many, many years ago at a convention. It's fine. It's not a problem.
It wasn't that big a deal.
We won't talk about it. He is a good actor, but
yeah,
he is getting old and a little chunky. You think of him as that, dorky kid still, so it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny to see him do that. So, but overall, I think this is a fantastic show. It's a fantastic season. We can't wait in September for the second half to come out.
Yeah.
I hope this is not it for them, but if it is,
because. Did she start? Because they talk about the 2-year gap in the show, right? Don't they kind of mention something that it's been a while since she's been back?
I don't remember.
To Nevermore?
I don't remember.
It's because of this. That's why she doesn't remember. So I wonder if she's a junior or a senior now.
I don't know. Do they really tell us like what grade level they're in?
They drop it real quick. If you're not watching,
because if you're
like this,
you assume that Pugsley is like
you'll
a
miss
freshman because it's his first year there, right? So he's he's a freshman. But yeah, I don't know that they really say what Wednesday is. But she's getting up there, she's either a junior or a senior, like you said. So she's getting towards the end of those high school days. It'd be nice if she was a junior and we could get one more season out of her when she was a senior, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So.
Very nice. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't checked it out, it's on Netflix. Go check it out, and you get to see the first 4 episodes in season 2, and then you can catch up on season 1 if you haven't seen that at all, and check that out, because that entire season was great. But if you haven't clicked on that subscribe button, please click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so the next time we go live, But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
And I'm Colleen.
Geek Out SA.
SA.